Well, it's just 9 o'clock, so let's get started. Good morning, everybody. My name is Tom Miles. I'm the Dean of the University of Chicago Law School, and it is a great privilege and honor to welcome you to our 2020 Legal Forum Symposium. First published in 1985, the Legal Forum is the law school's second oldest journal. The journal is student edited and focuses on a single cutting-edge legal issue every year. And in doing so, it brings together multiple perspectives on a single topic with the result of a highly informative, even authoritative volume on a particular topic. This is the 35th volume of the Legal Forum and its first ever virtual symposium. And although we look forward every year to gathering experts and scholars, students and community members together at the law school in Hyde Park, we're glad that we can do so this year in a virtual format. At the University of Chicago, we aspire to generate innovative ideas and scholarship that breaks new paths. And we hope to do so in an environment of free expression, unafraid to challenge conventional wisdoms of whatever kind. And we seek to bring this disciplined thinking to bear on the most important social topics of our time. This year's symposium certainly fits that criteria: the law for the next pandemic. The COVID-19 pandemic continues to affect virtually every aspect of our lives. It has changed the ways in which we interact with each other, the way we bring education to students, the way we conduct business locally, nationally, internationally. Institutions, including courts, have dramatically changed the ways in which they too function. Although the scope and breadth of these challenges is extraordinary, the COVID-19 pandemic is not the first global health crisis of our lifetime. It is not even the first significant health crisis of this decade. And we can be certain that it will not be the last. As legal scholars and law students, our instincts are to look to the law when we face these complex questions and challenges in our society. And we ask ourselves, what can we learn from past and current pandemics? How can we build a more resilient society in wake of COVID-19? How have institutions fared in this crisis? What solutions can the law provide to bolster our institutions and to prepare us for the next pandemic? We will approach today's theme from a number of different perspectives, represented by 3 panels. The first panel, entitled Government Authority in Public Health Emergencies, will examine governmental responses to this crisis. This panel will raise questions about the ethical and legal limits of a government's authority to act during a pandemic. The second panel will focus on the economic impact of the pandemic. It will explore what policies we can put in place to keep people healthy while also keeping our economy functioning. Our third and final panel is entitled Reactions and Adaptations to Pandemics in the Law, Past, Present, and Future. It will examine the legal history of pandemics, the legal problems created by COVID-19, and possible solutions to these challenges. In addition, we are extremely fortunate to be joined by Chief Judge Rebecca Pallmeyer of the Northern District of Illinois. Chief Judge Pallmeyer will share her insights on how a federal court, our own federal court here in Chicago, has adapted to remote and socially distanced court operations and what claims are coming to the courthouse doors during the pandemic. Today's program, of course, would not be possible without the extraordinary efforts of many people, and I want to begin by thanking just a few of them. First, of course, I want to thank our Legal Forum Student Board, including Editor-in-Chief Claire Lee and Symposium Editor Megan Delury. I'd also like to thank our Director of Academic Publications, Claire Parents, for her guidance and wisdom throughout this entire process. I wish to also thank our faculty advisors, Professors Jennifer No and Daniel Hemmel. And of course, we're grateful to have a sensational group of scholars join us for this symposium. We're indebted to the expertise and the scholarship that they will bring, as well as to all of our moderators. Thank you for sharing your perspectives on this incredibly important topic. And finally, thank you to all of our attendees. We hope you enjoy the discussions and be an active participant. Again, to everyone, welcome. And now let me turn things over to Claire Lee, Editor-in-Chief of the Legal Forum, to start our program.
Thank you so much, Dean Miles. Hello, everyone. My name is Claire Lee, and I am Legal Forum's Editor-in-Chief. As Dean Miles mentioned, this is an unusual year and in especially unusual circumstances for Legal Forum's annual symposium. Normally, right about now, we'd be gathering in room 5 at the law school, ready to hear from our panelists, discuss these wonderful ideas, and chat during breaks. Instead, we'll be doing pretty much the same thing, just over Zoom. And to be honest, I think COVID-19 gave us an opportunity for an even richer symposium. On Zoom, we're being joined from panelists and participants, both near and far, to discuss something that is really impacting our everyday lives and will continue to do so. A topic that when we selected it, we didn't quite realize the long-lasting impacts. Back in early April, we thought surely by November, COVID-19 would be largely behind us. And while we were definitely wrong, the extended nature of the pandemic has exposed even more issues to consider and long-lasting impacts to discuss. In the light of Dean Miles' thank yous, I also would like to thank a number of people for their time and support. First, the University of Chicago Law School, especially Dean Miles and Alex Short and the events team for helping us navigate planning a symposium over Zoom. Claire Perrins, our incredible journal administrator, for offering constant guidance, wisdom, and levity through the planning process. Professors Hemmel and No for giving us innovative ideas and guidance. Our Legal Forum board and staff for their hard work in choosing this topic and preparing for today. And finally, a huge thanks to Daniel Simon, our executive articles editor, and Megan Delury, our symposium editor, for leading the charge in selecting our panelists and organizing today's event. As we get started, a few logistical notes. We will have 3 panels in addition to a Q&A with Chief Judge Rebecca Pallmeyer of the Northern District of Illinois. Each panel will include an opportunity for the panelists to share their work individually and an interactive portion featuring questions from our wonderful moderators and the audience. We encourage you to be thinking of questions you might have during each panelist presentation and put those questions in the Zoom chat or raise your virtual hand when the time arises to ask them. Before we settle in for an exciting day of panels, I welcome you all to take a few minutes break to grab some water or snacks and be back here by 9:15. At 9:15, we will begin with our first panel, Government Authority and Public Health Emergencies, moderated by Professor Jennifer No and featuring Professors Kantorovich, Tweedy, and Milani. And as put in the chat, if you haven't already, please change your name to your actual name. We had a little bit of a Zoom hookup where many people were named something other than theirs. So with that, we are so excited to get started, and we have a few minutes here for people to get settled in before our first panel.